You know, I can't help but to think about, and I've always referenced it, the group text incident that happened last year in the very group chat that I've been really active on as of late. I think I've been the most active in this chat, the one with everyone in it, the 9 people. Well, technically 10 if you include me. So yeah, it's like in my a lot of my videos, even my past videos, even the first ones that I did when I started my unofficial podcasting, that I've always referenced the group text incident, as far as like how it led to the life that I'm in right now, and you know, or even my social life and with the Nutbwallers and all that. I've talked a whole lot about where I stand, and you know, where I currently stand with all of this. And now, because I'm here, just like, I mean, I already talked about it, you know, in detail with the group chat. So I might as well just say it here on the video, because I might want to add more to it. And you know, I know it's been several months since the group text incident happened, and I I think it's already July, first day of July, and you know, that thing happened on October, just the day before Julio's birthday. I clearly remember that date. But even before that group text incident, I think it kind of started on Monday, and a lot of what I said to Russ and Dewey, slashing out at them. Even before that, I've always, like, you know, I know they feel that I was joking around and all that, and you can argue that I was, but you know, the fact that I've lashed out at those guys in particular, and even the group itself as a whole, like, even to Neil, you know, it's what led up to this, the whole group text incident. You know, I just feel like, in regards to this whole group text incident, I think it was just the biggest thing that ever happened with the Nutballers group, as far as like on the downside of things, on the negative side of things. I can point out a whole lot of positive things that happened, because we've done a whole lot of positive things, a lot of group hangouts and all that. I can name a number of things. But as far as on the negative side of things, I think this is, to me, like the biggest one, if not maybe one of the biggest incidents that ever happened. You know, say what you want about the West Hollywood incident, when I got my first ticket, police ticket, for, you know, just being on the phone, you know, and you know, getting pulled over there, and all that happened, when technically it just caused me and Tristan to not talk for, you know, at least a couple of years before we reunited again, and you know, for at least the next several years, until, you know, it's officially over. Even when I mean, he's still living in Washington, so he's doing his own thing now. Who knows what's happened with him? And you know, it's just that. But anyways, getting back to the group text incident, to me, this is one of, if not the biggest incident that's ever happened. And I know I've always referenced this, you know, even to everyone there, in that very group chat where I actually caused the group text incident. I will say this, man. I mean, it's not, I should have not had to even, like, bring that up so much so that, like, every time I talk about where I stand with the Nutballers, and especially after what transpired last Saturday, you know, I shouldn't have to always reference this, but I am. I'm not even talking about it in detail, but you know, the fact that I'm always referencing it is how it led to all of this, and what I did towards the end of January. You know, like, I mean, it's just the biggest thing. And for me to still be in this workplace, man, look, it's just it is what it is at this point, as I'm trying to, you know, to get myself out of this dark hole. The fact that I learned that I may just be, you know, just I may eventually be, you know, be out of state, but not by myself though, you know. And it's in the works. I'm hearing talks about it, and I mean, like, should have come. I mean, I'm still thinking it should have come to me first, because I don't think I have that opportunity anymore. Um, with all that's happening in the house, like I mean, as far as like my outside life is concerned, like how chaotic my home life is and all that, and my work life is just as chaotic, man. Like sitting here in my 12th year and just dealing with nothing but problems, dude, and the same company president. Like I just can't stand it anymore. I'm sitting there just surprised that I'm still having to continue constantly putting up with all this crap, and having to experience so many issues left and right. Like when we used to have the Oki machine and the Panasonic, we always had printer issues, and we got a douchebag like Jason Kim. He used to be a tech, and he isn't really helping very much. Always had that, and always techs out in the field like every single day. No techs available when you have so many customer complaints, and you got these everyday sales meetings that are just like it just so happens that like and some of these meetings are just starting to get longer, dude. They just happen to get so much longer. I mean, as of late, the fact that Mr. Lee is in there, I mean, what the fuck is he talking about in there? What is he telling the salespeople? Last time I've been told, oh, he's just telling them what to do and not what to do. For long meetings like that, I could have sworn that could have just been breaking news about something that happened. Like, for example, Suzanne's gonna retire, or Carmen, I know she's working part-time when really she should have just completely enjoyed her retirement away from this dump. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like come on, like what is the purpose of all these long meetings, dude? I mean, it's just everything is just going wrong with what's happening in that place, man. Like, why he just won't retire, and now we got AC issues, and the AC hasn't worked in like a week. And, I talked about that yesterday as I left, dude. I mean, what? Like, all these things that have happened, like the sink that hasn't been fixed for like 3 weeks, and going into Labor Day weekend, the sink was not working. When we came back, it still wasn't working. What is taking so long for things like that to just be fixed? Even when it comes to like plastic utensils, why would it take 2 weeks just for a new set to be delivered? It's why this dump is just mentally destroying me. There's just not enough organization. There's always miscommunications. There's always a stale environment. People out there just not speaking up on whatever the fuck is happening up there. I'm sorry if I had to curse like this. I'm in total beast mode, dude. And when you have the AC that's not fixed and people are just putting fans on, like right now it's okay because it's not that hot, but later on, it's like my brain's fried, dude. I had to say what I had to say yesterday, especially in the group chats, man. But getting back to this group text incident, dude, I just can't help it, dude. It's why, like, sitting in there, like, in this dump, feeling as miserable as I am, I shouldn't have to be talking about or bringing up some of these issues that, as far as my friend circle is concerned. But I keep having to bring up the group text incident because it was the biggest thing that ever happened, okay? Look, I'm going to say this. If it wasn't for that group text incident, Robbie would not have deleted all of his Nutballer videos. The ones that he used to have, like, me playing Guitar Hero when I flipped him off and he was like, lift him up, baby, lift him up. I remember that. And my Nutballers rap, and when the time that I was mini golfing with Cecilia Boss and Anastasia while Russ and Robbie and Julio and Dewey, they were all at the block just waiting for me for this supposed meeting about the supposed Dewey's bonfire and all that. I remember that at the block, like, Russ was doing the Daniel Bryan dance and doing the sea walk, and I was watching that. It was just so funny because I remember Russ in there saying, Jay, it's in the hood, man. Doing impersonations of me, and like he was doing the Daniel Bryan with the yes, 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 and all that. And he's got the other videos of the bonfire, the one with Andrew on there. And I remember, I don't know if any of my videos have caught the audio of when Julio and Robbie said about them, hey man, get a room, because they were all Andrew and Dewey were just wrestling each other. I remember that. It was just so funny. Like, he has a lot of good videos like that. I just can't believe he deleted them. And if it wasn't for that, like if it wasn't for the group text incident, he still would have kept them for damn sure. But unfortunately, here we are, because I'm the one that caused it. And even Andrew just totally, like, not, I think he just totally disappeared right after the group text incident. I also cannot forget, like, the fact that Dewey said what he said about, this is your last straw, I had enough of it. I said a lot in there about him and his money situation, just totally disrespected him like that. And I just disrespected everyone, dude. Even Carlos asking, what did I do, And it just came about like right after that. That's when I stopped going on group chats, period. And Dewey said, like shortly after, it was going to be my last chance. It was going to be one more chance with him, you know what I'm saying? And so after that, I just stuck to individual chatting. And yes, I did, I still celebrated a boss's birthday. It was me, a boss, Russ, and Neil. We were watching Terrifier. Was it Terrifier 2 at the time? So, look, man, I know it's already July, and everybody's good with me and all that, but I just can't help but to bring that up. I mean, it's hard. It's already hard enough to deal with a lot of my mental issues, and doing what I did, ghosting all of these guys, and my entire friend circle, like toward the end of January. It's just not me. And of course they were concerned, and I just have to say, man, I was very, very, very fortunate, very lucky that they all stuck around with me. Okay, God is good, but at the same time, I was just really lucky to just see that everyone was all good with me, and that, So, except with the exception of Andrew, who just, I don't know, just doesn't want to deal with us at this point, But yeah, man, it is what it is, I know I keep having to reference the group text incident a whole lot. It is the biggest thing, and at some point it will eventually be forgotten. I know I have a hard time forgetting, even to this day, a lot of the ex-close friends that I lost, like Angelique, Rhea, Christine, a lot of them. And I met those guys while I was in this dump. Okay, it's just hard. Like with what I'm going through, it just makes it so hard for me to just forget what forget them, and even forget incidents like this, because they all tied into where my life is at now. And so I hate to say it. So, like I said, it's done, but it's still not forgotten, in the sense that, I'm still in this dump. Obviously, I know it has destroyed me mentally, and the fact that I have to keep bringing this up. It's like, yeah, man, I said it, and even on my older videos, that, I wanted to come back. I wanted to return to the group chats, joyful, energetic, and happy that these guys, all of them, Julio, Robbie, even Russ, and the boss, and Carlos, to be proud of me, to say, hey, Jay, you finally got a new job. I'm so proud of you. I'm so glad that you finally got a new life. And even Neil saying, finally, man, after all these years, like a celebratory moment, so that when they see me back, they can see me happy, and even that will be forgotten. But that's not the case, dude. I came back unexpectedly, 30% of who I am, and I'm still out of social media. And it's like I just, it just surprises me that, I mean, it just annoys me that they still see me like this. When I didn't want them to see me like this, and they're still seeing it. Fortunately, they're okay with me, but still, it's like, for my sake, I can't continue to let this happen, man. Now I know I'm not gonna say anything that I said, like, similar to what I said last year, even prior to the group text incident, but still, man, what has Trump done for this country? I thought he said he was just gonna focus strictly on the economy, and now look what has happened. I just think he's just going too far in a lot of this stuff, man. But, and for me, to be where I'm at, it is what it is at this point. I'm sick of my life. I'm sick of my work life. I'm sick of my outside life, and I'm just sick of everything that's just happening to me at this point. It's like I said, I just have no hope, man. And like, to see what happened last Saturday, I mean, for guys like a boss to get rubbed the wrong way about, based on what happened, on what he said to Carlos, and and to Dewey, I think that's just all based on the group text incident that I just caused. I said what I said. So yeah, I mean, a lot of that is just a burden of my responsibility of what I caused. You know what I'm saying? Just a lot of drama in my life, dude. It's already enough drama here in this dump. It just makes me feel like I just have more drama, just in my friend circle, and especially with this group. I got a lot of fixing to do with this group, when everything is just right for me. So I gotta be able to have the right mentality to fix it, but to fix whatever's happened here based on last year and the group text incident that pretty much led to this big change of what this group is now. So y'all let me know what you think, man. I'm sorry that I always have to keep referencing the group text incident, and now just even talk about it in detail, like the fact that I said what I said, and it was just like me running away from the group chats and not even apologizing, straight after, and when Dewey responded, yeah, I know he was sick of me saying all that and all this. And this is where I get criticized by some of my friends, and sometimes even even my own relatives, saying that, hey, you gotta learn how to let things go. And right now, the letting go process is just very difficult for me because of what I'm going through. I'm trying as much as I could, but when I'm in a workplace that's not normal like this, then not considering, as Lisa has said, a non-real world workplace, and this is what I get. Yes, I would like to take therapy right after I leave this dump, but I'm taking therapy now, seeing a psychiatrist now, and unfortunately, still being in this dump, I'm still feeling what I'm feeling. So I don't know, at the end of the day, I gotta be somewhere new. Even if it's just a new workplace, maybe that's gonna change a whole lot. Yeah, man. I just can't stand the same old sameness that's just happening here. Especially for me having to continue putting up with all this bullshit here at this dump that I just, at this point, just have no control of. It's just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. So much laziness, so much disorganization, so much miscommunication, and that same motherfucker is still running that place. I'm sorry, dude. I'm just going on beast mode right now. I'm trying to have a better life. I'm so tired every single day, even mentally, and it's just, I can't stand it, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I'm sorry that I always have to keep bringing up the group text incident, but that's just pretty much the epitome of what's happening with this group right now, and why I think I'm responsible for fixing a lot of that. And all starts with me. I'm the emotional leader of that group. I'm the founder of that group. I'm the one that started. I'm the one that maintained it, and to this day, my energy, positive or negative, is what drives this group. All right, peace out, everyone.